Women Innovators. Interviews with women with big messages and big missions, sharing their stories to inspire you to live your passion and step up to make the world a better place. Here's your host, Tami Patzer.
Hi, this is Tami Patzer, and I'm really excited to introduce today's guest, Sharon Booker. Sharon Booker, MBA, loves helping her clients succeed by setting up and maintaining their back-end systems. For the last 3 years, she has helped her clients set up and maintain their marketing automation systems, which resulted in them saving time and making more money in their business. As the CEO of the Alabama-based marketing automation planning and implementation firm, S.D. Booker International, LLC, certified customer value optimization specialist and founder of Master Automation Maven, her mission is to give entrepreneurs the peace of mind to step back and be the CEO of her business, knowing that their back end are in good hands and working 24/7 behind the scenes to grow their business. On average, Sharon's clients consistently meet and exceed their program enrollment goals by 40 to 70% when they work with her and her team. Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
I'm really excited to talk to you because I think that automation is one of the most important things that an entrepreneur really needs to embrace. And the fact that you created the Master Automation Maven system is really, really exciting to me. So tell me more about who you help.
Well, I help emerging entrepreneurs who are either feeling overwhelmed and frustrated from trying to manage their back-end systems themselves, or they've gotten to the point where they've had some success in their business and are ready to build or grow their team and take their business to the next level.
So can you tell me a few ways that you help them?
I have a few programs that I offer. The first one is a university where, and this is for the entrepreneur who's fairly new to marketing automation. They want to get an understanding of it, and but they're not to the point where they can really build a team. So through my Master Automation Maven University, I work closely with them and give them tutorials. I walk them through implementation online so they can actually see me do the process that they're trying to implement in their business. And we have Q&A calls, and it's like a program where they do it themselves, but they have me as an expert consultant to walk them through the process. And another service that I offer is more of a group setting or event setting where it's like a boot camp where we're with you in the room helping you set up your system. So it's a 2-day boot camp or 2-day event where you come, you have your program that you want to implement, and we actually set it up for you on your system. And then finally, the final service that I offer is a done-for-you service where I work with you closely to come up with your automation plan, and me and my team will set it up for you. So all you have to do is meet with us on a couple of strategy calls. We map out your plan, and then we do all the execution for you. So those are the 3 ways that we work with clients.
So when you're setting up the automation, what are some of the tools that you might use, or someone who's automating, what tools might they be using?
Well, my favorite tool to use, and there are several out there, but the one that I prefer is Entreport. And Entreport gives you the opportunity to set up your email marketing. You can set up rules and segment your database. And they also have a membership site, and a lot of my clients are coaches, and so they have membership programs and need a membership site to deliver their programs to their clients. So that's another reason why I really like Entreport, because it's an all-in-one system that you can use to automate all of your marketing.
So what do you think are some of the biggest problems that most entrepreneurs are running into when they are just getting started, or even people like me? I've been at this for about 7 years, and I have to say that my automation is certainly not perfect.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the problems that I help my clients with is a lot of times when you are a new entrepreneur, it's easy to wear all the hats in your business and have your hand in doing everything. So when you do that, it takes you away from doing what you love to do and what your purpose was for starting the business. For example, if you're a coach, then instead of working in your back-end systems and learning the systems and setting them up, you should be serving your clients, having coaching calls, actually doing the coaching work that you love, and that's the reason for you starting your business. So that's one of the main problems I see is clients having a hard time delegating and starting to build their team and letting go of some of those things like setting up and maintaining the back-end systems and other activities that could be done by some other people on their team so that they can focus on what they do best. Another problem that I see is they want to make more money, but they get to the point where they can only do so much manually, and there's only so many hours in a day. So automation becomes essential because it can be running while you're doing speaking engagements. It can be running behind the scenes 24 hours a day to help you bring in that consistent revenue into your business. So I think those are the two main problems that I see: delegating, starting your team, and letting go of some of the things you need to let go so you can focus on being the CEO of your business, and then getting to the point where you're making more money and having the time to put in the effort to go out and do the things you need to do to make more money for your business.
So in the introduction, I was talking about how you have helped your clients increase 40 to 70% increases in their revenue through the follow-up systems. Can you kind of outline what a basic follow-up system might look like?
Sure. Well, a lot of people are doing webinars and live video now. It's really big. So when you do a webinar or live video, and at the end of the webinar, you offer your product to whoever's on the webinar, it's essential to go back and follow up with the people who don't purchase at the end of the webinar. So the follow-up systems that I set up are things like sending out the replay so that people who weren't able to attend can attend and hear your offer and sign up. And then sending out follow-up emails, because the majority of people are not going to purchase right away for various reasons. They may need to talk about it with a spouse or significant other. They may be like me. I'm a planner, and I like to think things out. So sometimes it takes me a couple of days. Even if I know it's something I want to do, it may take me a couple of days to decide to kind of take that step and make the investment. So you have to reach out to those people as well. And if you don't send out follow-up messages or follow-up email, then it's easy for them to forget about you and your offer. And just even if they had good intentions to come back and purchase, they may just forget about it. So follow-up emails, even after you send out the replay, are essential to kind of get those people who may be lagging a little in making their decision, and just remind them of what you have to offer, remind them of what your offer could do for them and for their business or for whatever problem you're helping them solve. And just going through that process of the follow-ups can bring in more sales and more revenue or the program that you're offering.
Well, I think that's really, really important to understand that you need to be constantly following up. Some people are afraid to follow up too much, and so then they don't follow up at all because they're afraid of turning people off. But if someone is really interested in what you're doing, they want to hear from you. What do you think are some of the misconceptions related to automation or about what you actually do, which is basically help automate the back end systems that are the lifeblood of people's businesses? What do you think keeps people from automating?
I think a couple of things hold people back. The first thing is I think they feel like they can't afford it. They can't afford the investment in the system, and they can't afford to put someone on their team who can manage the system for them. And the investment piece is so important because a lot of people get stuck and they stop growing or they plateau because they're afraid to put the money into their business to continue to grow their business. And investing in your business is so important for continued growth. And if you set up your system properly and take the time to plan and test, split test your emails and kind of do all the background work that you need to do to set everything up successfully, you'll be surprised how quickly you can see a return on your investment from investing in marketing automation systems. So I think, the first thing is just the fear of investing and putting the money out to kind of get your systems up and running. The second thing that I think is a misconception is some people, usually the first person you get on your team is a general admin or virtual assistant. And I know a lot of coaches, when they first start out, they take what they're doing and put it all on a virtual assistant. Well, that's just basically shifting the problem because one person couldn't do it all when you were doing it, and it's difficult for one person to do it even if you shift it to an administrative assistant. So I think when you consider building your team, it's best to get people who specialize in different things, like have a web designer do your website, have your general admin do your emails, do your calendar, and then have someone who is more technically inclined and is an expert in setting up your back-end systems take care of that piece. So I think the big misconception is that you can put all of everything, even the technical aspects of your business, in the bucket of a virtual assistant or a general virtual assistant who doesn't have the technical expertise to set up and manage it for you.
I think that's a really good point. And you have a technical background in electrical engineering and an MBA, and you're also a certified in digital marketing. So you've actually put a lot of energy into the technical aspects of all of this automation. Do you think when people, I think you made a good point when you said that people just shift the problem. You couldn't do it all, so you hire someone to do what you couldn't do, but in your magical thinking, you think that they're going to solve that problem, but in the reality, you really need it to be automated. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is accurate, and you need someone to set up the automation for you. I've seen a lot of people get frustrated and overwhelmed when they try to learn a marketing automation system. For example, I mentioned Entreport earlier. Infusionsoft is another system, and Infusionsoft can be very complex for someone who doesn't have a technical background or doesn't think technically. If you're more of a creative coach or a creative author, it may not be something that you just naturally can pick up on quickly. So I think just getting a one-person admin who may or may not be able to understand the technical aspects of what needs to be done is a big problem that I see, and a lot of times people with my background end up having to go in later and kind of correct things and fix things, which takes more time and more money when you could have just gone to someone who specializes in it from the beginning.
Yes. It's interesting that you say that, because we often try to shortcut things by not spending money, only to find out later that if we would have just spent some initial amount of money with an expert, then everything would be fine. It's funny because automation, okay, so I have Aweber, which is an email autoresponder system. The only thing I know how to do with Aweber is I know how to send emails out, but I have not ever learned any of the other cool things you can do, like split them and move people around to different lists. I don't have the I don't have the desire, even though I know it would really be useful. But that's a really good example of me. I would say I'm lean to the creative side, and sometimes I don't think in the same way that someone with your background in an electrical engineer has to think in a much more logical way, because if you're dealing with electricity, for example, if you cross the wrong wire, you could have something really bad happen. So right. A creative thinker is more like, oh, well, I'll try this and I'll try this. and so I really see what you're saying. And how did you come up with the idea of offering 3 levels of service?
Well, I've been in business for 3 years now, and I really love what I do, and I want to help as many people as possible. But what I found was some people, especially when they're getting started, they may not have the revenue to hire someone like me to just take over their marketing automation system and set it up and manage it for them. But I think it's really critical to get your automation set up from the beginning. So I wanted to give everyone the opportunity to work with me. I wanted to be able to help everyone at whatever stage they are in their business, because I know if you get the automation set up as soon as you can, like within the first year of starting your business, then you'll be amazed how quickly you'll see your business grow, how quickly you'll see the revenue coming in, and there wouldn't be so many businesses going out of business within the first 3 to 5 years. So I'm really passionate about helping entrepreneurs from the beginning, and I wanted to make an entry-level offering so that I could be able to help them, but at the same time wouldn't be spreading myself so thin to burn myself out and and not be able to continue in the business that I love doing. So that was the main reason for setting up the 3 levels.
Well, I think that's really, really a good idea, and I think you said it. You need to set up your automation as soon as possible. And I can speak from experience. I really didn't start creating what everyone calls a list until maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. That means that my business was slowed down by about 4 years, because since I now have a list, I can go back to those people over and over again, and they will buy from me repeatedly. But, I could have put myself out of business before I even got started. And if I had been smart, I would have had automation sooner. So I'm really glad that I found you, Sharon, because what you're talking about with the, Master Automation Maven, that's exactly what people need to be looking at, and it should be at the top of their list, not something that, I'll do it someday when I'm making more money. And you've got it all set up. You've got the technical tutorial bank, custom tutorials, automation boot camp, your VIP days, your done-for-you days. So you really have put a lot of thought and effort into this. Can you tell me where we can find out more about you and your services?
Yes, you can go to masterautomationmaven.com, and there you will find more information about me and the services that I offer, and how to get in touch with me if you want to set up a discovery session, just so that I can get to know your business and we can see if it's a good fit for us to work together.
Wow. So masterautomationmaven.com, and I definitely highly recommend that you take Sharon up on the discovery session, because just this interview alone, I have learned so much that it's that 20/20 hindsight that we all love so much. If I had only done this 7 years ago, just think where I would be today. So I think that's really important. Before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just want to thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed the interview, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and your audience.
Well, thank you so much. This is Tami Patzer. Go make it a great day.
You've been listening to Women Innovators with Tami Patzer. To learn more, please go to womeninnovatorsradio.com. And please do subscribe and share to spread the big messages and big missions to change the world.